Hey, this is Chandler with Skill, and I'm bringing you another card fight, casual card fights, whatever you like to call it. Card fights when Chan feels like uploading them. And this time, I'm bringing you, once again, Minerva, but this time against the Chaos Breaker Dragon, as you can see from that really awesome looking playmat that he has, which I am quite jelly, and I want one. So Minerva player wide's a quintet wall, and not very exciting for the first parts. So I'm going to be talking about at the first a little bit about just kind of matchup related things. So Chaosbreaker Dragon, for those of you who don't know, but you should be knowing because it's in English now, because yeah, now it's in English. Chaosbreaker Dragon is a powerful deck that can control your opponent's front row attackers, and at the same time get a lot of card advantage out of it. So the way you're supposed to beat Chaosbreaker Dragon, if you have a deck that does not actually just straight up, gets around it, like Walfred, and here comes the Chaosbreaker Dragon, and here's me messing around with his damage because of some glare issues. But I chose to sit this one out, so neither of the players are me, so I cannot know what they're thinking, but I can roughly take a look. So Chaosbreaker Dragon locks the booster because the booster is what enables Minerva to gain the free soul that it needs. So it's two triggers, a crit and a heal. Quite a good player. So then puts all powers on the side. Minerva player is forced to take 4, and by the looks of it, does not have currently a cross ride, just the break ride. So soul charge 1. So locking at 2 damage was maybe a good idea, maybe not a good idea, considering he is going to lose out on that because he will not be able to draw. So he has discarded 1 card and 1 counterblast for a temporary ability to guard for 10k for 2 to pass, which isn't bad. So let's see, he's going to take this one. Oh, he's gonna. Oh, he needs more than that. So he's opting to take it, I believe. I would probably not take that here, but I don't know. He hits 2 crits on his damage zone, so, and I'm going to flip his crits around because I can. He's playing 12 crit for some reason, which I don't honestly agree with, but I mean, hey. So he's going to spend some more counterblast to lock up the booster, I believe, choosing to use his grade 3 in his hand, which is not quite useful at this point. And checking how much soul, and there goes the lock. Chaosbreaker's ability is once per turn, so he can only really just, kill 1 every turn, but accompanied with the break ride, it gives him very powerful setup and gets a lot of cards. So right now he has 2 cards locked, the booster is locked and the front row is locked, trapping 1 row, so yeah, there's that. And the booster he has is for, I think specifically for Chaosbreaker Dragon. I'm not 100% sure on that, but it's an 11k booster if your opponent has a locked unit. So there you go, two checks, no triggers, and chooses not to guard. So hoping didn't hit the crit. So now he plays his own row and is probably gonna give the Chaosbreaker the 4 damage that he needs. Soul charge 1, fill in the Vanguard ability, 2 to pass, which there is 1 trigger, and I do believe he will eat this attack because he has to gain the value from Chaosbreaker Dragon. So he has 5 crits in his damage zone, which is not good. So if some of them were draw triggers, you'd probably be getting a lot more value out of those. But he just drew 2 cards and killed 2 guys. Now he has restocked his hand, and now he'll continue to lock cards up and om nom nom on them. So the card is being locked. And he plays another Glory Maker, getting a free card from his deck. There's a lot of glare in this video, but I'll do my best to try to explain. I think it's just the sleeves that he's using, because the other side doesn't have nearly as much glare. I think it's just his sleeves are like extra reflective or something, I don't know. So, he calls just a casual Paladinium, I believe, the relocker behind the Glory Maker, and he'll declare an attack for 22 with Chaosbreaker and his personal booster, as I'm trying to fix the glare problems, but to no avail. So he triggers 2 grade 3s, which in most cases would be very bad, but he has a perfect guard and the ability to discard his level 3s for Chaosbreaker's effect, so it is okay. Then he attacks and attacks, and There we go, passing the turn. Kind of a boring game for the Minerva player. He does not have his cross break at this very moment, so he's just gonna play boosters and attack like how Vanguard is. So Chaos Breaker Dragon is actually one of the decks that has almost every single card that's not a trigger and foil, except for the current two cards on his field, the Relocker and the Personal Booster, which is actually quite cool, or quite expensive, whichever way you feel like saying it. So he swings with crit first. I do believe he has enough. He does have enough. So, kills it, draws a card. Okay, so nothing too much. Pitch one, lock another front row, causing him to have less and less attacks every turn. 21 again, so seeing his options here. Basically, at this point, if he gets a trigger, and that's me in the background, if he gets a trigger, then if the Chaos Breaker Dragon player gets a trigger, then he basically loses because he does not actually have enough. So he might as well just, no guard, and there's the game.